Yes, we are streaming. Hey, where's my iPhone? I'm trying to get my device. Oh yeah, there it's showing up. It's showing up now. We are going to build to a real device because what I'm working on requires a real device, which is annoying. What are we working on? What are we making? So this is kind of a sibling project to my big open mic tutorial, whatever thing I've been doing, tech startup from scratch. Because something I want to be covering soon in that series is how to do subscriptions on Apple, Google, and possibly even Stripe with ServerPod. Oh, pod. We gotta do a pod install here. Okay. Let me just get that going, and I'll continue my stuff. Go into iOS, pod install, and hope for the best. And now we got to do our pod update thing. Wow. There we go. And just one pod install for good measure. Can't hurt. All right, let's try running again on my phone. And while that's going also, I'm going to get QuickTime going because I imagine people might want to see what is happening on my phone. So I can do a new screen recording. Hopefully this doesn't take over. No, maybe it's not screen. Actually, sorry, it's not screen recording. New movie recording. And we actually choose, hello, there I am. We choose my phone as the screen, which is kind of cool. And yeah, we'll allow it. And then look, this is my iPhone. This is just not my real iPhone. This is like one of my many dev devices. Maybe we'll do something like that to make it a little more visible for the folks at home. So this isn't a simulator. This is just actually a screen of oh shit. Yeah, sometimes this happens. I think it's when I did this thing. Okay, let me just have to like restart my capture. There we go. Now we can see. So this is not a simulator. This is literally a screen recording or live screen capture of my device, which you can do in QuickTime, which is kind of cool. So I'm right now trying to build to my device. We'll let that go. So what are we working on? Yes, so I am building a ServerPod module that will be open source, or technically it is open source already. It's on my GitHub. It just doesn't work yet, so it's kind of useless. But the idea is this stuff's complicated, and I think if I can make this as a package first, then we can go through it in the actual real series of like how to implement it. And I think this is a much needed thing in ServerPod. I don't think anyone's done this yet. Of course, like you can use ServerPod and just do subscriptions completely client side and rely on the device as like oh, I'm a pro person, but that's not how you should do it. It should be done server side. So right now I'm working on a way to verify a transaction. So I have just a Flutter example app to purchase things. I can't click this. I have to do it on my actual device, which I'm not going to pick up again because if the cord comes out, everything will go to hell. But this is for me to test. Now, knowing anything about testing subscriptions is like once you kind of do it, you're going to have a subscription for a while. Now it's not a month. It'll be for, I think they do it. It's like it renews 6 times once every 5 minutes. So it takes like a half hour. So if I kind of like screw this up, then it's kind of annoying to test. Personally, I kind of hate subscriptions, dealing with them, but I've done it before, just never with Dart, never on the back end with Dart, usually with Python. So what I'm trying to figure out now is I have verify purchase options, which is going to this is the new thing that I've been doing, which is going to hit this endpoint, the Apple endpoint. Apple.verify transaction passing the purchase details. And I basically made this model in ServerPod that matches this one so that we can work with it in a nice way. And so we get our body. We're going to send up the server notification data. Hopefully it's in the right format. And then we're going to hit this endpoint using the sandbox URL, because this is a sandbox app, by passing that. And then I think I should probably, can we call this data? I think we should probably print this out. And yeah, wait, return JSON decode. This is not returning. That doesn't make any sense. Data, so JSON.decode, and then let's actually print the data. Let's print some other stuff. Cool. And let's just print some stuff here. Let us, I don't really have to print that. Okay. Okay, so we'll make those changes there. Yeah. Oh, it looks like some, what? Or did it just figure out, wait, did I hit this? Aw, man. It did actually call it. I think there's something when you start this up, it tries to verify stuff. That's fine. But yeah, this shouldn't be returning this. Let's just print it for now, and let's just essentially return true. And we're just going to return false here and print out the response dot body. Print out response dot status code, sure, and print fail. All right. Okay. So this is a bit of a complicated setup here, because we have the actual normal module, which is these three here, everything but the green one. So we have our normal like server pod server, server pod client, and server pod Flutter, and then we have the example app, which is what we're kind of working between both of these things. The example app is on this side, which is for actually, not just the Flutter app, but also the server and everything. And that's what we're working in. However, we're working with, this basically imports in the server pod subscription package, which is pointed to the folder above. So I keep getting a little bit lost because I have, there's so many things to manage. But let's see what happens. So we're going to run a Dart pub get just to make sure that it gets the updated server code. Then we'll run Dart bin main.dart. Oh, we have to run a generate too, probably. I mean, we may not have to, but why not? Serverpod generate. Oh, this is no, actually, we shouldn't have to. We can just go. Let's just see what happens. Okay, so we're running our example server, which is ultimately relying on this, even though this isn't in the example server code, if that makes any sense. And let's try making a purchase. So I'm going to click this little $4.99 thing on my screen, and it seems like nothing happened. Let's go to our debug console. There we go. Okay, let's actually just rebuild. Okay, let's try it again. There we go. Okay, there's a pending transaction for the same product that I buy. Please either wait for it to be finished or run complete. I remember something like this when we start up, to just run the complete purchase thing. So init state. Where does complete purchase come from? Yeah, dot complete purchase. And what does this say? Oh my god. No, no, no. Yeah, this is why I hate subscriptions. It's like so messy. Okay. I think, no, it's going to do the same thing. Okay, how do we see if we have any pending purchases? Let's just print our purchase detail list. Nope, nothing's in there. Okay, listen to purchase updates, pending. what other purchase status? Pending, purchased, error, restored, canceled. Okay, you know what? We're just going to try and do the annual one. Maybe that will. There we go. We'll just do that. All right. Okay. So we're now purchasing something. And your purchase was successful. Okay. Now, hopefully after I click this, we will see some stuff here. Here we go. Okay, this is what we wanted. All that effort to get this lovely data. Whoa, there's a lot of stuff in here. Okay. I should have JSON encoded this instead. Okay, well, we're getting purchase data back from Apple, which is great. Okay, cool. And then, yeah, I just want to, because the good thing is, I think I can mock this now that we have the data. Okay, so this must have been the details.serverpod verification data. So I'm going to try and copy this matrix code here. Here we go. Okay, so this is JSON data. Let's just do this here. JSON, or sorry, this is base64 data. Let's decode it. Although I left 2 spaces at the end, that might be a problem. Also, it might be, no, okay, no, there's no spaces at the end. Oh, wow. Okay, I mean, that's okay. It seems like it's like just some encrypted data. That's cool. Okay, then what is this next one? This is the, okay, yeah, this is the actual response from them. So let's go like this. This is kind of annoying because, okay, it's like this huge thing. What do we care about this though? So basically what I'm trying to do is when we make this purchase, associate a transaction ID with a specific user. Because this is the there's this, I don't know. I've done this natively in iOS with, you're able to pass up like a app token, like a user token that like represents that user, but it's like in Flutter I've never had any luck. So like what we're doing is actually like verifying it, we're going to associate it then, and then in future webhooks that come in, it's basically going to handle it based on that. So yeah, we have a transaction ID in here. What I'm going to do is just copy this little bit. Initial transaction ID. I feel like that's what we really care about, original transaction ID, because that's what we're going to associate it with. So I'm just going to copy all this as a reference and go like this. And this is not JSON, because I should have encoded as JSON, because it would have been a lot easier to kind of understand, but this is fine enough. Okay, so cool. So let's get the original transaction ID is what I think we're going to associate the user with. All right, cool. So we need to basically make this require a user. That's fine. And then we're going to create a record in the database. So let's go here, source, models. That's going to associate a user with a, yeah, we'll just make it really simple. So we're going to make a new file called, we'll just call it like user transaction, I think. User transaction.spy.yaml. So this will be called user transaction. And its fields, we're going to have a user, which is, I think I was already doing this here. This right here. I guess we'll call it user info. Relation. Class. Oh, we need a table, obviously. Okay. And we're going to store, so the user, we're going to store, actually first we're going to have the original transaction ID, is that what it was called? Original transaction ID. Do we want to call this a... Maybe we'll call this initial subscription transaction. I might rename that. Let me think. So this is going to be any time we do like the initial purchase. Yeah, this works for me. Okay, what's this error saying? Mapping or not allowed here. Oh, because I did this. This will be a string, and it will be required. Okay, cool. There's other stuff we could store on here. We could probably just store the entire thing, just for like future-proofing this. Oh yeah, we should probably be storing... Let's store the product name. Is that in here? Oh, I guess not everything's here. Oh god. Purchase date. I guess like a date makes sense. Is there an original purchase date? Original purchase date. So let's just use... Oops, keep that for now. Purchase. And we will store this as a date time, because that's just nicer. Product name will be a string. Yeah. Product, I guess we should do product ID. Quantity. Wait. Why is this in here? Okay, let's search for the word product ID. This one is... Man, this is really hard to take in. What the heck? Okay, so there is right in the root, I think, product ID. Let me just copy a bit more of this. And we'll just get rid of that. Is product ID in here? Damn, it's not. It starts to show up inside this list of things. Well, I'm just looking for a way to really associate a transaction with a user. But it would be nice to get that. Okay, so what is this? In-app. What endpoint am I hitting here? We're just going to see if there's some docs on this stuff, which there probably isn't, because I will tell you, Apple documentation is terrible. Okay, so using the verify receipt. Response body. It's like everything's deprecated. Wait, verify receipt is deprecated. Oh my god. Am I in the right one here? Verify to validate your sensor server, follow the steps in validating receipts on device invalidating receipts on the device on your server. To validate in-app purchase on your server without using receipts, call the App Store Server API to get Apple signed transaction and subscription information for your customers to verify the app transaction. Like, what? Okay, so they're doing, it's now store kit, look up by order ID. What? You can't look up in the sandbox environment by order ID? These guys are a bunch of clowns. Oh man. I got this working though. Why is it deprecated? Am I even in like latest? Let's just go here. Validating receipts at the App Store. Send the receipt data. Okay, on your server, create a JSON object with the receipt data, password, and exclude. Like, I feel like this is what I'm doing. Like, I have receipt data, password, and this. Okay. Like, okay, submit the JSON, use the test environment. Okay, I mean, this this is what I'm doing, so yeah, we're just gonna keep doing it. Okay, cool. I want to see the response body of it. What? I don't understand. It's telling me I'm on the validating receipts, and then it's like, okay, do this. But then when you click through, it says it's deprecated. Oh my god. What a shit show. Let's go. I was working with ChatGPT on this, so let's go back here. They have a new way of doing it. Create an App Store Connect API key. We JWT it. We hit this. Okay. Here, interact with invoices. Beautiful. So annoying, but okay. Okay, so we hit this, and we get a transaction ID back. Okay, so that's all we really need. Alright, well, if this is what we gotta do, this is what we gotta do. Alright, let's see. You go to App Store Connect users and keys. Wait, user and access keys. This is not even, or am I in the wrong place? App Store Connect users and access. Nice. This is not where it is actually located. There's where the shared secret was. Maybe it's within in-app. Oh wait, here we go. App Store, team keys, individual keys. Okay, can I create? Can I just put this into one specific app? That'd be nice. Okay, we'll have to do this off camera for a minute. Okay, we got an auth key. Sweet. Okay, so yeah, this is different now. Let us key ID equals this. These are going to become obviously configuration settings in the package. Const key path. What do they want to call this? Key file path. And speaking of, I put it in a folder called resources here, which I do not want to version control. So let's open up, actually I don't think I even have it in the root, .git ignore, and make sure that resources are ignored. Yay. Okay, so our key path is basically going to be cd resources. There's my key, so do a pwd here. And it's basically that, slash, I'm sure it's probably the same file name as this thing, auth key for dddd. All right, cool. Then we have one more thing. Issuer ID. What the heck is the issuer ID? So, oh, okay, cool. Issuer ID. So we're going to make these all config settings. Yay. 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 Okay, so we send out the purchase details. Very good. All this code is basically gone now. That's so sad. But we can get this again. Okay, so yeah, we need to generate JWT. This can be something we do in our utilities, which I have already. Yay. Utilities, Apple. Let's just make a new file in here, maybe called JWT, because this won't be specific to Apple, I don't think. Okay, JWT claim. Oh my god. Okay, we need to import this, which means I don't want to add a package just for this, but the goal when making a package should try and use as least packages as possible so that your people don't have all these dependency issues. Let's see. It would be nice just to do this. But then you need to have crypto. Like that's probably a worse package and Pointy Castle. Okay, yeah, we're not doing that. Those are packages. Okay, we're just going to install this package then. I wonder if let's look at the public for server. Like I feel like there might be something for JWT already. There's JWT decoder, but we need more like JWT encoder. Dart language, how to create a JWT token. You can use this library, JSON web token. So we could use that, or we could use what this is telling us to use. Let's just take a look at what Jaguar JWT is. Specifically, it would be good to know what its dependencies are. Oh, and the fact that it's 3 years old, I don't like that. Okay, let's actually look at here. Okay, so create and signing. Yeah, this looks right. So we'll go to their GitHub. Actually, okay, 4 months ago, that's more reasonable. Also, I mean, stuff's not going to change with JWT, so I don't think. Okay, cool. So we have this. Let's look at their pubspec.yaml. What are they depending on? Yeah, they're depending on a whole bunch of crypto stuff. I mean, we already need to deal with cryptography things anyways with this, so that's fine. Let us add this package. So I need to add this to the server. Whoa. So we added that now. Then we can go to our endpoint and we're going to import it. So see, we're using ChatGPT, but we're not just like blindly pasting stuff in and trying to make good decisions. So we can kind of use ChatGPT's thing where basically they're like, okay, construct, the JWT, and we get a token back, which I guess is going to be a string. Ultimately, that's probably what this does. So let's just yeah, so we could just do this here and reuse it. That's probably a good idea. What does? No, you know what? Let's get rid of this code. If we end up reusing it, if we end up needing it for somewhere else, we'll move it there. So there we go. We got our payload. Now for here, for the ID, I assume, according to ChatGPT, oh, what's a JWT claim? Custom claims. Okay, so what does this go in? Okay, there is things like issue. Okay, we have like issuer, we have that kind of stuff. Okay, issuer. Look at that. So I guess the issuer, according to this, will be our issuer ID. That works. This is the payload. JW claim audience. Okay. Hey, audience. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. We'll just use this. Doesn't like that. This string can't be. Okay, so let's just do that maybe. Oh, it's supposed to be of type audience. We're learning things. And then it's a list.string. Okay, perfect. So this is looking pretty good. List of string. Okay, issue at. So there's probably something for date. Unless that just happens automatically. Yeah, I don't see anything to do with that, so we'll ignore the thing. Max age. Okay. Whatever. Maybe we do have to use this package. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Okay, screw it. Let's add this package and just do it the way it's doing, just to keep moving. Assuming it supports recent versions of Dart and all that stuff. So let's just search for this. I'm going to remove this from here just so we don't have this extra package that in theory we're not maybe going to use. And we will just get our JWT Jaguar. And then there won't be so much guesswork because like this would be annoying. This would be annoying to debug. So let's just actually make. Yeah, we'll just do this all in line. Like I said, we can always refactor it to a utility function if need be. Oh, file. We need to import that from Dart.io. Okay, cool. So here we get a token back. That's good. So we verify it by getting the transaction ID token. So we have our token at this point. URI equals this dot lookup, and we need our transaction ID, which is going to come from our details dot transact dot probably ID purchase ID. We should also just check something. If details dot purchase ID equals null, let's just return and not even do any of this, and we'll just print purchase ID was null for us. We'll print that for us. Okay, so we get our lovely URL, and then we are going to do all this stuff. So we have our URL. So is there I feel like there's a different one for testing. Well, yeah, God, we didn't have to write all that code. Okay, going back to the Apple docs on, because I remember seeing something in their docs for getting, okay, testing in-app purchase of a sandbox. Maybe this will tell us. It is not going to tell us. Validating. Oh, these are all, everything in here is deprecated. Okay. Wow. Okay. That was my original one. Okay, so we use this. See, this will bring us to some docs. Nope. Okay. Store kit API docs for sandbox. Hey, dproj. Sorry if I said that completely wrong. Yeah, so what we are working on, I'm building a package, a module for that's going to live inside the ServerPod ecosystem for subscriptions. So right now I'm focusing on getting Apple working because Apple's actually the biggest pain in the butt. So this is basically like verifying receipts, that kind of stuff, being able to, do a lovely purchase like I have over here and tie it in the back end to a specific user, which is more of a challenge than it seems like probably. Testing in-app purchases with Sandbox. I just want, I think this is the docs you're on before, and it's just like everything's deprecated. Everything. Okay. Invoice. Yeah, like, no, it's insane how bad their docs are. Okay, this is kind of what we're doing, so that's nice. Is there a sandbox? Okay, working with sandbox environment. This is all I want to know. I think I have the rest kind of figured out. Okay, to check users can send and get requests to here /subscriptions where original transaction ID is the ID of the transaction chain in the user. Oh, so we want to use the original transaction ID. Do I have that? Where were we doing this? I don't think I do. Oh, wait, I think it's in like the server verification. No, that's server. Okay, we'll just use the purchase ID. But it looks like there's no specific thing for Sandbox. Information about subscription renewal. Okay, that's fine. All right, so we'll do all that, and we're going to get it. Then we get a response. And what I want to do is essentially, let's actually print response.body. Which, will this be JSON? Yeah, it will be. It'll be a JSON string, which is actually what I want to print. I don't want to print the decoded thing. We'll just go final data equals this. We don't need to print that, but that's what we're going to work with. And we'll just return true if stuff worked here. If not, we'll return false, and we'll print out the response.body again. Okay, so the good thing is if I'm printing out that. It'll be already JSON ready, so I'll be able to copy it all, paste it, and format it for easy debugging. Key ID, okay, cool. All right. All right. Let us stop this and restart it, but let's just do a Dart. No, I don't think I need to. Let's just run it. Whoa! Look at all this stuff. Not found. Jaguar JWT. That makes sense. So we do need to do a Dart pub get because we had new packages. All right. Okay. I'm going to make some stuff smaller. This is the only window I really care about right now. Now, let's just see if I restart the app. Let's go there. Oh, and we might want to look at the debug console too. I just want to make sure I have everything ready. Yeah, let's just try it. So we do get that. You already had this thing unhandled. Let's just try the other one again. You are currently subscribed. See, this is this is the annoying problem of all this stuff. Now, maybe it'll still send the check. Hey, okay, it still looks like it tried to send the check. Request ID unauthenticated. Okay, whatever. So we have our auth key. I wonder why. Private key. Issue this. Response. Bearer token. Let's print out the token. Just to see if we actually have a token. Hopefully we can tap it again. Doesn't look like it. Yep, now we got this lovely problem where we're subscribed, but we're not. And maybe we can click restore purchases, and maybe that will make stuff happen. Okay, at least that recalls everything. Okay, here we go. So we do have a token, although that seems like quite a long token, but okay. Let us review this documentation. So, what do they do? Okay, so they have their bundle ID. That is not something we are using. Key ID, yeah, we have that. We have our issuer ID. Just to make sure I pasted it right. We have our private key, which is basically being read from this file. What is bundle ID being used for? BID, okay. Can I put that in here? Where does that go? So there, oh, this is Python, that's why. I was like, this seems simpler. The payload itself. Oh, maybe I missed something completely. So, oh yeah, we don't actually even have a payload, do we? Issuer ID, private key, claim set, and private key. It's doing a JWT claim. Yeah, okay. Is there like a payload? Yeah, payload. Okay. Let's take a look at what goes in the payload. It looks like this looks different. JWT claim. Okay, we have this issue. Yeah. Cryptography, am I right? So we have a private key. Yeah, I already know how to do it in Python. Header payload. Let's just see if we can do something here. Let's call it JWT token equals JWT encode. Okay. Well, maybe we can just do payload and basically put this sort of stuff in. Issuer ID. Issue time, expiration time will be, wait, I don't think we want to use date time. We want to use date time and now. I'm assuming it's, how does it get sent? Issue time is, yeah, time dot milliseconds since the epoch. I wish it was just like seconds from the epoch. I'm assuming divide by 1,000 because we want, I'm assuming it's in seconds, not milliseconds. And then we want to round it. And we can basically do the same thing here and add 60 times 60. We will clean this up and it'll be even better. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, nonce. Do we need a nonce? They just do a UUID. Okay, I mean, sure. Do we have a UUID? UUID dot v4. What's it saying? Okay, whatever. And bundle ID, this is the thing we needed. And I believe my bundle ID, I don't know where, product bundle identifier is this. Okay, we now have our updated claim set. Let's restart. Try and, apparently hitting restore purchases seems to at least do something. Hopefully. Or it might fix our our original problem, which either way is fine. Let's try clicking 499. And we might just be, yeah, we're stuck in this limbo, I think, now. There's a pending transaction for the same product identifier. Please wait for it to be finished or finish up by doing complete. Man, okay, is there something for? That's our init store info. What am I within build purchase? Bum, 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 bum. I'm just going to Google this because it'll probably just lead me to exactly what to do. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we can. Okay, for purchase and in-app purchases, we are looping around those. Where is it actually set? Okay, so here's, yeah, if purchase detail, oh, we do have something for this. In-app purchase dot complete purchase. Is this only for Android? Nope. Okay, what do they say to do? Oh, wait. Let's just try this in the init store info. Purchase available if iOS. Yeah, like I feel like we can do something like this. To finish the transaction, I guess. Okay, now I don't. Yes, that's what we needed. Okay. Signing in. Okay, we're making a purchase now. This is from before, I think. Maybe not. Whoa. Why is it like... Why is it just stuck? Probably because it called this and an error happened. But it should just return false. Okay. Let's just try it again. It says we're subscribed. Okay, here we go. So then it gets kind of stuck. I don't know why it's getting stuck. What actually calls? Here's our verify purchase. So is it not getting past this? I guess our handle invalid. Okay, so we're not actually doing anything. I think we just have to say this is just a bug with this demo code. Is it purchase pending? Is that what the spinner is? Center, or this would be called circular progress indicator of purchase pending. So any other? There's a few, but that's inside the card. That's just the main one. Okay, I think we're good then. Just make sure to do in the right spot. Purchase pending false. Okay, that will solve that problem moving forward. So it doesn't get stuck. But yeah, we're getting an unauthenticated error. Okay, so something is going wrong. I do like the idea. I like how this is kind of what I want to do. I don't want to do all this crazy nonsense. I'm going to ask our good friend to... Okay, so they're using something called JWT in authlib.jose. Maybe we will go back to using that web token thing that I got rid of. So let's remove this, because I don't understand. Let's just double check some things. Yeah. Okay, well, let's actually just install this. And we need to make sure we run that here too. Dart pub get. And let's get rid of all this stuff for now, basically up to the token part. And we'll try this the old-fashioned way. So we'll go to our lovely are they saying, what was my question here? Okay, yeah, cool. Payload, issuer, secret key. Check if it's correct. You can also decode it. Then there's stuff for RSA. Okay, this might work. We'll try it. JWT. What are they? Yeah, equals JWT. Okay, so here we're going to have a payload. And according to the StoreKit2 docs, which is doing it in Python, which is fine, we can kind of figure out. We're going to have a header and a payload. So let's make the header first. So our header is going to be algorithm this key ID is our key ID, and type JWT. That's our header. And I assume with JWT we can pass in a header. Yes, header. I didn't like that. One positional argument. Oh, it's because I think... Oh, we just had to put the payload in first. So let's make that. So we'd have our header. That's cool. Okay, so our payload. Let's just copy this and replace the things that we need. So we have our issuer ID. Issue time, we need to make that. I think I kind of did something. So let's just grab this. All of this. Yeah. Let's call it now equals this. So we round it, and we basically use, we can call this now Unix time, or now Unix time. So we use that for the issue time, and then we want to take this plus 60 times 60. We want to use AppStore Connect v1. We want that UUID code for our nonce. And our bundle ID. I feel like, do I need to double do this? Let's just figure this out. Final UUID equals UUID. Yep. Dot v4. Is this a string? It's a string. Okay. Let's actually just call this nonce. And then use nonce here. Okay, so we have our payload, we have this. Now we actually have to encode it, so let's just figure that out. And this is where we need to use, because this is a, we're basically getting something from a P8 file, which I'm just going to actually take a look at what that looks like. Where do I have this? What the heck? Oh, there it is. I wasn't expecting R to be like at the top of my project file, but if everything starts with an S, I guess it is. Just want to open this. Oh. Just gonna take a look off screen at my auth token. Ah, so annoying. Okay, I just gotta move this over here real quick. Okay, yeah, it's a private key. Wicked. That's simple. Now, do I know what type it is? I'm not sure. Keep that like that. Okay. So encoded token. So according to these docs here, we can sign it. We don't want to sign it with a secret phrase. We want to sign it with a private key. This would make sense. An EC private key. Okay, cool. So I already had code that essentially got the private key, which just looks at that file and does stuff. Then our then we can basically just take EC private key and grab our private key. Then we have our encoded token, which we just go, how does that work? I guess token, wait, JWT.sign pass in our key. Can I pass in this kind of key? Oh, it looks like I can. So we sign it with that. Now, is this asynchronous? Shouldn't be. Oh, okay, we got a string back. So let's just call this token then. I think that's all we need. And then we would basically do that same thing using the auth token. Let's also print out our token. All right, that'll be cool if this works. Okay, yeah. All right, let's restart our server. And let's restart our app once the server's starting. We'll click that, and that's fine. Okay, here we go. Oh, EC private key is not a subtype of secret key in cast. Oh. Let's see how the sign function works. Algorithm. I feel like I probably have to pass in a different algorithm. Okay, so you have that. Supported JWT algorithms. Okay. Don't we already have something for this? ES256. Cool. Hopefully that does the trick. Oh, okay, that's a good sign. It worked, kind of. We're still not authenticated, so I'm not quite sure what is going on there. It could have something to do with hitting like the sandbox or something. It could be a typo in one of these things. It could be that it's not actually reading my private key properly. That might be worth testing. Could be a whole bunch of stuff. But we are generating something, so that's a good sign. And I think if I click, just trying to get, there we go, there we go. Trying to make this be testable, which it seems to be. Okay, yeah, we do got a private key there. That's cool. So something is missing with our authentication here. Let's just double check. Where was it? Right here. Okay, so we have our header. Oh. Creating a token. We have a key ID, we have our private key, we have our time. ES256, key ID, JWT. And then all this stuff looks fine to me. Bundle ID, yep. Okay, so we encode it with, yeah, header, payload, and the private key. And then authorization header is, oh, do we have to decode it after? Oh. That's interesting. Let's try that. I don't think so. That's probably just what token encoded. dot. Wait, what is token? It's a string. Yeah, we can't do that then. Okay, let's I think there was something in this documentation about this. So they have this, then then we actually get the, you can also decode it without checking a signature. Yeah, let's just do that. Decoded token becomes, oh, that's not right. Oh, maybe the payload. Okay, let's just see what all this looks like. Yeah, that's just all the stuff in it, which that doesn't make sense. I'm pretty sure it's this we're supposed to send. Let's do a little experiment here. What was it? JSON web token package. This is the code. This is the Python code. And let's see if we miss something silly. Yeah, we have our private key. Oh, that's fine. Divide. You can, oh, cool. I can divide like that. I can divide like that? Is that what that does? Oh, that's a nice trick. Okay. Yeah, then we take that. We got our header, everything. I'm not going to copy and paste. I'm going to see if this stuff looks right. Tape, yep. All that stuff looks fine. Expiration time. They just added 60, which is what I did. Plus 60 times 60, right? Yep, plus 60 times 60. Appstore connect v1, uuid.v4. That's what we are doing as the nonce. And the bundle ID. Okay, then we take this. We pass in the payload and the header. Yep. Okay, we sign, taking an EC private key of the private key using the algorithm. This is like we're doing this exact same thing. Yeah, token encoded. Okay, so I think it's just something probably on, might be like an endpoint I have to hit that's different because it's a sandbox. Let's just, yeah, this is probably the problem. This whole time. So where's our URL? Let's just final URL equals this. And we are just going to grab this stuff. And comment that out. This will become a config thing. To do config environment. All right. I think we're doing everything right. We were just hitting the wrong endpoint. We got to use the API StoreKit sandbox endpoint. Obviously. Okay, so I'm just hitting stuff on my phone to spam this to work. Unauthenticated? Why? Let's just double check by doing a Dart pub get, because it might not have the updated code. And let's just rebuild this too. And we click OK. Okay, we have fail unauthenticated. All right, I can probably start printing this thing here. We also don't need this or this. Very strange. one more quick thing. Okay, you need to use your a new version of server notification available. So. Okay, let's go to the actual Apple docs again for actually, I'll search that. StarkIt API. Fail unauthenticated. Yeah, pay extra attention to the bid field if in the payload, which should be your apps bundle ID. Keep in mind that app bundle IDs are case sensitive. Yep. Let's actually, yeah, let's just double check that, because I could totally have that wrong. Let's go to my apps. Serverpod subs. Did I even? Bet you this is the fucking problem. Where do I see my bundle ID? Probably in app info. No, that looks right. com.totalsavery.serverpod subs. Yep, okay. Is it because it's not in the App Store? Like, so that's insane. Alright, this is basically what we're doing. More or less. Accept authorization bearer plus token. We tried everything. Hey, this stuff's pretty new too. Just a year ago. Okay, wrong headers. I was using algorithm instead of alg. Pretty sure I'm using alg. Yeah, look at that. The date was too high. Oh. Let's just add 60 seconds instead. Also, we should double check, are people doing this? Okay, now is from, yeah, okay. Wait, divide by 1,000. Yeah, I guess so. I guess we can also, let's just actually, oh my god, micro, I have it as microseconds. I made this mistake before. Let me just, it's not getting me the, we want milliseconds since the epoch, not microseconds. Jesus Christ. Okay, and then, yeah, we'll use that, and then we will make it, where's our payload gone? Oh. That's totally the problem. That's totally the problem. So 60 seconds. Let's let it be 5 minutes. I'm assuming that is how it works. Also, let's print out. We should have done this before. Printed out the frickin', at least the payload. Let's just print out the whole payload. And then we can just double check everything. Okay. Cancel. Update the code just in case. Run this. And refresh. Refresh our lovely app. And I'm going to just try clicking 499, which makes something weird happen. But, fail. It's a different error. Okay, we're printing this out. Let's just check Unix time on that. That looks like a Unix timestamp. And Unix time now. Let's just see. Yeah, it looks like, let's just paste this in. This should basically be right now. Yeah, we're good. Oops. Let me just convert that. Yeah, okay. So Unix time is right now. We're getting fail. Okay. Print response.status code, print response. I mean, those are the only two things we can really get. So we got no body back, I guess, but let's see what the status code is. And let's just try clicking this again. Okay, there we go. Fail. 404. Oh. Okay. Let's print out our URL. Did I just make a weird error here? It was invoices/v1/lookup/that dot purchase ID. Mm-hmm. 404 error. Okay. First of all, let's just try going to this in our browser. We just get unauthenticated anyways, so. Okay, cool. Let's print our URL just to make sure that we're getting stuff. I wonder if we're not supposed to use the sandbox one. We're making progress, though. Just spamming stuff on my phone to try and get this to work. There we go. Click OK. So we get a 404 on this. It's weird that it's invoices/v1. Shouldn't it be v1/invoices? Like, that's what I would think. Let's see what URL they use here. Sandbox environment. Yeah, API. Store get sandbox iTunes.apple.com. The good thing is we're being authenticated. Like, we're not getting the authentication error now. So, let's go back here. API. Invoice 404. Okay, so get apps v1 lookup. I guess you're supposed to use this instead of. But that's order ID. Is that really what we want to be looking up? Maybe. Let's go here. Okay, it's not deprecated. Look. And here we go. So let's just grab this guy. But the question is the order ID something we even have? So we'll use this here. And we'll do the same thing here, just so that we don't make that mistake, and just get rid of that. Restart our server. What time zone is my phone in? It says it's 9:41. Okay. We'll click OK, and that usually triggers this. We still got a 404 error, eh? I think it's because the order ID is not the same thing. Do we need like a trailing slash? No. This endpoint isn't available for the sandbox environment. Why? Why? Okay, so this can't be the right thing. Okay, App Store API. Can we just do like get transaction info? Okay, let's use this. Yeah. Okay, let's try this. And I'm just actually going to get rid of that because managing in two spots is annoying. Oops. Ah. Oh my god. Okay, so we have that. There we go. And yeah, we'll just put a to-do here. to do sandbox. And we'll see if we get data back. I will be happy if we do. Oh, yeah! We're getting data back now. Okay, cool. Now we have this lovely thing, the signed transaction info, which, if I'm not mistaken, is broken into 3 parts. If we look for a period, we'll see. It's, I believe, the second part we care about. Boom, boom. So if we decode this, we're actually going to see, yeah, the transaction ID, signed date, storefront ID. Awesome. Okay, this is what we needed. So we're almost there. So the goal here is, okay, we get that data, we make sure like it was, the whole point of this is just really to make sure like it was a real, like the transaction succeeded, and someone's not just like spoofing something. So we check, and we're going to add this to that user, which we have here. I forget where it went. Anyways, we have to connect the dots between the original, original transaction ID. We're basically going to be like, this equals that user. And associate them together, and then we'll be able to be like, this person's pro, because we already have essentially the webhook stuff in place, more or less. It needs some tweaking, but that way when people cancel, our server will be able to look up by that original transaction ID, what user was it? Okay, cool. Now this also has, yes, the product ID. So we'll be able to use that to connect the dots. But that's a problem for another day. I am going to get some other work done, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. It's coming together. I'm going to just put this in my resources file. Here we go. Resources. And we'll call this server payload.json. And then it looks all pretty. Okay, I'm going to take off. Thanks for hanging out.